Okay, so I want you guys to imagine this situation. You're in Publix, and you have, in the checkout line, and you have your groceries. You have your kale, right? You have your Doritos, you have your chocolate, and you have your fat-free soda, if that even exists now. You look to your right-hand side, and you have a rack full of beautiful faces and six-pack abs, judging your grocery list. First thing that comes to your mind is, I want to look like that, but after those Doritos. So, raise your hand if you've all experienced this proudly, because we've all been there. So now that we all can relate, I'm going to tell you why I'm here. So I'm here to open your eyes to the realities of Photoshop magazines. So we're all so quick and so fast to jump down glamour magazines and how they're fake and phony, but I'm here to tell you that fitness is just as bad. As a coach and fitness professional myself, I'm the first one to see how dirty the industry's hands really are in photoshopping. So let's start with something. Any of you recognize this person? Give you 2 seconds to see that it's yours truly. Now this magazine was an eye catcher. It was to grab the attention of a guy. Okay, it may or may not have worked. But what I can tell you is that the entire magazine cover was created on my cell phone. Right? It was created on my cell phone. So this image here sparked an idea for me. I was like, what's the difference between glamour magazines and fitness magazines? What I came up with is that we have fitness magazines on such a high standard. You know, they're everything we want and everything we strive for. They're the six-pack abs with the healthy image. So then I started thinking, what were they really selling us? What version of health were they selling us exactly? So I'm going to tell you what they sold me. I started out freshman year of high school. I was in a personal fitness class. First time I came across healthy eating, all sorts of programs. I learned myself how to change my life. I lost 30 pounds and continued that all throughout high school. So I was known as like the girl in the gym, you know, you're on roids chick, no, that kind of stuff. So, continued that throughout high school. After graduation, I was destined, as I say, to set off to college like my father and go pursue my out-of-state career as a fitness professional. But what I was not warned with, I did not have God's skill of living independently. So, mom and dad welcomed me home, and I came back. But I came back to either two things. I had to either A, envy my peers who were in college and their experiences, or I could go back to what I love to do, which was fitness. So I found myself in a gym every day, 8:30 in the morning, working out. And then I just call it the weekend getaway. I went and got my personal training certification. So I said, I'm going to do something with my life at this point. I applied for local universities, and I eventually was awesomely accepted here at Nova Southeastern University. So, fins up. So, the cool thing is getting my certification, that experience before I got into college, was I got all my knowledge from, where else? Women's health. So, women's health, men's fitness, all of that was my schooling until I got here. Once I got here, it was a matter of what I really learned, what protein really was, a proper program, how to get a butt in 3 months versus 3 days, like Women's Health had promised me. Right? So once I came into college, I knew I needed to get more experience. So I went to my first gym, got hired, and they wanted to sponsor me for a bikini competition. So I went through the program, and during this time is when I learned that the unhealthy means that people will go through. We had the diet pills, we had the clear muscle pills, we had the dehydration pills, we had the all sorts of excess cardio for no reason. One day I came in the gym and I said, hey guys, I had some carrots today. And they said, no, there's too much sugar in carrots. Can't have those. So the day they told me I could not have carrots was the day I hung up my bikini and walked away from competition prep. So once I walked away from competition prep, I walked straight into a digital photography class that semester. And so I get into digital photography and I learned how to filter, how to crop, how to contrast, all sorts of things. But there was one day in particular, I realized that I'd become a wizard of some sort. With my dark magic, I learned that I could alter humans as well. So then what was my bright idea? I'm going to go and ask one of the guys at work if I can shoot some photos for him. So I go and shoot. And in a very professional manner, I said, you have a great body already, but I want to make you what society thinks you should look like. So, image on the right, or your left. We have the normal, that's the original image. Image on the left, you can see I enhanced his arms, made his legs bigger, made his feet bigger, made his jaw bigger, and made his waist a little bit smaller. And I added the black and white as a touch to make it a little more sultry. So once I got to this point, I'd realized, you know what, maybe I can't go up to strangers and ask permission to change their bodies. So what did I do? I went to family and friends. This was my first shoot in the gym. Lucky victim number 1. Altered his entire lower body. Gave him bigger shoulders. I even added a little bit of an ad lib here. See the purse on the left-hand side? It's gone. See the light on the left-hand side? Gone. See the weight on the right-hand side? Gone. And the poor soul in that corner also got altered. He still doesn't know about it. Once I came to this point, I said, oh, I love this. Let's go to my girlfriend's. Gave her the muscle she always wanted. What are best friends for? Original image is the top one. Gave her a tan and some muscles and some awesome veins on the bottom. That is what you now have. Once I got to here, it just was spiraling, and I was like, no one's safe. It's like, hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm photoshopping everybody. So then I said, oh, let me go more specific. Just, I'm ab hungry. So I came up to this picture. And I was like, you know what? From my previous knowledge, I can get abs in 7 days. But I can give them to him in 1. Original image is the one in color. That's him normal. Image on the right, that is a lot of highlighting and shadowing. And bring back the sultriness. So then once I came to this point, I said, man, once I started learning, I was like, I can't keep this all to myself, and I have to show other people. So back in 2013, I got chosen at Nova for the Diversity Summit here on campus, and I said, well, better place than to bring it here, so I brought Photoshop to school with the fitness. But we all know as a college student, we have a low budget, so there's gonna be one thing you notice about this photo, real quick. It's in my living room. See the outlet? This started off in my living room. I said, I have no money, but I need a blank wall so that I could create this highly edited image. Took myself out of my living room into a high-performance studio, and bam, added some highlights to my body. And I got hair color very cheap. Once I came from this, I said, oh, there must be more. There's more apps out there for me. Now put myself on a women's health magazine. Every girl's dream come true. Once I came from here, I said, there must be more that I can do with myself. Another low budget studio, a little bit more low budget. We'll call it the garage. We have a more highly budgeted pose versus the last one, and my best Converses. But there was something about this that was missing. I needed a butt. I added myself a butt, gave myself a smaller waist, took myself out of my garage and into another studio. And I said, wow, this is like getting a little weird. So I said, let's make it even more weird and more intense. Guys, I made it on, oh, wow, comparing. Okay, yeah, this was the comparison. So I gave myself smaller waist, bigger butt, took myself out of the garage to give myself the ultimate GQ magazine. So once I came from here, I said, wow, this is like crazy. Like, how are not a lot of people talking about this? But in fact, there are. Dartmouth College had a study going on where they want to have a numbering system on photographs. So a scale of 1 to 5, they want to say how much alteration was done to the photo. I don't see it happening overnight. Since the publication, people would burn that down real fast. But what I do see happening is changing your mind in a minute. Can't change the industry in a day, but I can change it in a minute. Well, change your mind in a minute. So what do I want you guys to walk away with here? Yeah, the magazine covers are, it's cool that I could do this. But it's also very scary how much I can change your perception of people's bodies, even my own. I'm standing right in front of you, and I could show you exactly what I altered on myself. Family and friends were under attack. Everyone was under attack. But I want to take you guys back to this one situation. So you're in Publix. You have your Doritos. You have your kale, your chocolate, your fat-free soda, and Snickers this time. And I want you guys to do what I call the double take effect, which is instead of turning and letting the magazines or the images judge you, turn back and instead of saying, I want to look like that, say, they don't even look like that. Thank you.